How you're preparing differently for dealing with larger post players.
Um, it's a different position. I think on the offensive end, I got a little advantage with my speed and making quick decisions. I think on the defensive end, it's a little challenges of just having the urgency to be in and boxing out my man and rebound the basketball a little bit more. So I think that's the vocal point that stands out the most that I'm going to try to do in the next games.
After reviewing the film, I guess, what were some of the takeaways looking at some of those late game situations or what you guys need to do better, after that game?
Just being in on our defense. I know on the offensive end, I tricked a couple shots off that I just missed, and I know I can make. Just the execution at the end of the game, we just execute a little bit crisper at the end of the game, and just believing in each other.
How much of that is just guys figuring each other out? How long do you think it's going to take to kind of get that chemistry in those tough moments?
That's all it is, just figuring each other out. I think you only do it by experience. So as many times as we do it and we go over and over and try to execute it, I think we'll eventually get it.
How much have you been matched against Porzingis in previous years? Has he been a guy that you've had to guard at all?
It's been a guy I had to guard on switches a little bit. It's not been a matchup of mine going in 2 games, but it's a good challenge for me. He's a skilled big that can shoot the basketball. He can put it on the deck, so it's a challenge for me that I'll set.
You go on the road, you win 3 out of 4 quarters against the defending champs. Does that boost the confidence of the team, knowing still that you have a lot of progress to make?
Our confidence just stays right in the middle. The coach tells us to never get too high, never get too low. So win or lose, we just try to get better and better each and every quarter, each and every practice that we come in, and just try to listen to the game plan and just go into the game and try to execute.
As a player and as coaches still trying to figure out the rotations and things like that, how difficult is it to kind of stay in a rhythm when he's trying to mix and match and trying to figure out those right combinations to make this one work right now?
Well, first you got to know what he's doing. But with that, you have to be patient. You know what you can do on the basketball floor. You keep your confidence, and whenever the time comes, whenever he wants you to go out and do something, that's when it comes, and you're super excited for it.
How much have you seen that? 12 guys getting legit playing time in a regular season game. How rare is that?
I haven't seen it. But we have a lot of really, really good guys on our basketball team, and however you figure out how to play each guy is going to be really, really good. I think once we find out what all the guys do well, I think it's going to be even better with the rotation.
How much are you guys looking forward to playing the home opener? You've seen all the excitement this whole offseason for this team basically here.
Personally, I'm very excited just because I haven't played basketball in a while. I think for the team, I think all the guys have been coming in here working pretty hard every single day. So to match up against someone else on our home floor, I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Is conditioning still kind of a factor for some of you guys who weren't able to work out for the entire offseason?
Absolutely, and you can never simulate a basketball game playing 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is. You can't simulate it, so everybody will get in game shape as they continue to play.
Thank you, Brandon.
So I guess after reviewing the film, I guess what were some of the main things that kind of stood out to you?
Oh, I thought we started out the right way. We did a good job. The pace of the game was great. I thought that, we got to do a little better defensively in our one-on-one defense. The pace of the game was there, and then I thought we kind of hit a lull and slowed down a little bit where, it's not who we want to be. But at the end of the day, they made plays down the stretch, and then we didn't quite make the plays down the stretch that you had to win the game. They made the shots and they made plays, and we didn't quite get there. The bottom line is that defensively, they shot 40%, and we shot better from the field. We shot better from the 3-point. But, we put them on the foul line way too much. I think they shot 38 foul shots. We shot 20. So, we got to stop fouling so much. We got to be able to play defense without fouling. But I like the effort, and there was, guys that I thought did a good job and shined. And then obviously there's areas, like I said, that we've got to get better in.
Coach, the numbers showed that when Lonzo was on the court, the pace was almost 20 points higher, field goal percentage was almost double. Why didn't he play in the fourth quarter, and why was there such a big difference when he was off the floor?
Well, because I thought that group that was in there was doing a good job, and once again, it's one game. I don't think you can judge anything from one game. So we like him on the floor. We think he's going to be great, and like I said, it was one game, and I don't judge anything from one game.
We talked before about the test of playing bigger teams with Zion out. Obviously, that's one of the bigger teams in the league in the front court. How do you think you guys handled that, that test?
Oh, we did a good job. I think we ended up getting out-rebounded by 4 or 5 rebounds, which is, but they had 16 offensive rebounds. We had 16 offensive rebounds also. So I thought we did a good job from that standpoint of being able to fight them on the board. And, at the end of the day, Van Fleet played great, but, Pascal had 34 points. He was 11 for 26. So we did a good job from the field goal percentage, but we put him on the line. And then obviously giving up 6 offensive rebounds and having him have 18 offensive rebounds were, that was tough for us.
Played 12 guys, 10 minutes. Is that kind of the same rotation you want to use tomorrow?
Well, eventually we got to get to the point where, somebody is not going to be in the rotation. We keep saying that, but there's been no reason why the guys that have gotten the opportunity hadn't gotten the opportunity, because they've kind of earned that opportunity, and so we'll stay kind of with that rotation until we decide that this is where we have to go, and these are the guys, these are the 9 guys we were going to play. But right now, through the preseason and through the first game, obviously we haven't been able to decide that.
Is that a good problem or kind of a bad problem when you think about this?
Oh, I think it's a good problem in a way, but eventually there's going to be guys that's not going to play, and obviously they'll be upset about it, but that's all a part of it. Like I said, if we're going to be a great team, then guys are going to have to accept that, and knowing that the opportunity could, would present itself again, and you got to keep yourself ready to play.
When you have the limited number of bigs that you guys do right now, is moving those guys and limiting their minutes to keep them fresh something that you're working on, or?
Yeah, we do that anyway. We got 3 really capable guys at that position. When you think about it, and then Jackson is a young, energetic guy that, eventually with more strength and stuff, he'll probably be able to play a few minutes for us also.
Nikhil is obviously someone who you've mentioned has a lot of maturity, but obviously with that maturity comes he himself holding himself to a higher standard. But it was clear he got frustrated the other night and a little bit frustrated now. But how do you kind of coach him to?
Oh, he'll be okay. I think it's always tough. You play your first NBA game in front of 60 family members, and you're going to press a little bit. He's 19 years old, and he just pressed a little bit and took some quick shots and things like that. But I like him from the standpoint of his mentality is that he feels like he belongs and he should be out there, and all of that'll work out for itself. But you're 19-year-old, you're playing back in your hometown, really, not that far away, and and you're playing in front of 60 family members, you're going to press a little bit.
What do you think it's going to take to get Derek going the way you need him to on both ends?
That once again, you're talking about a guy that had been playing in the system for a couple of weeks, and even in the preseason, there was games where we weren't able to play him. So this is a work in progress. This is not anything that not even close to being the finished product. So it's going to take a while for all of that to come together and to be what we think we're going to be. But our goal is to work on it every day. When we leave practice, we say, well, we're better today than we were yesterday, or well, we're better in this game than we were in the last game. And, that's got to be our goal, and I think we'll get there. But, we have 9 new guys that's playing in a brand new system. So it's not something that's just going to happen overnight. Although, what we do is pretty simple and, not very complicated at all, but it still takes time to play in a system where you're basically playing instinctive basketball and you have freedom that, sometimes is not associated with some other systems that you play in.
When you look at the Mavericks, a lot of length, a lot of skilled big men for Dallas, and then they have a lot of shooting on the outside. How do you attack them?
Well, you just got to be solid in what you're doing. They do have great shooting, and they got one of the truly great young players in the league, that is very capable of making shots and very good at creating shots for other people. But we just got to be solid defensively, and it doesn't come down to one individual. We got to be great from a team defensive standpoint, and then we got to push the pace of the game, and we've got to try to create some easy shots for ourselves.
How much do you look forward to home opening the season at home?
Oh, I think it's always great when you play in front of the hometown fans, and I think there's an excitement here, and I understand the Zion situation, him not being able to run out there and start the first game, but I do think that there is there's an energy in there that I have not seen since I've been here. So I think that we'll have a great crowd, and they'll be very supportive, and we got to give them a reason to come back.
Would you expect Zion to be there tomorrow?
Yes, I did.
Did you talk to, it was the curtain raiser season, Zion's been with y'all training camp. Did he express to you how bizarre or strange it was for him to watch his team on television and the big NBA opener there? Did he say how strange, and did he feel down at all because he just had surgery?
Well, didn't we really talk about that, and I know that he was, he's pulling for the guys, and, obviously he would want to be out there, not going to be out there. But one thing about the kid, and I keep telling you guys, he's very supportive, and he's all about the team. He's not about himself at all,
All right, thanks.
After looking at the film and stuff, what was your kind of takeaways from that first game?
I thought we played hard. I thought we played pretty well. Gave up a lot of rebounds we probably should have gotten. I think we fouled too much. That was the glaring things to me.
I guess for you, what was it like adjusting and figuring out how you fit in with the rest of these guys? I know you kind of took a pretty high start, but I guess just figuring out where you fit in with the rest of those guys.
I mean, just push the pace, shoot the ball when I'm open, and be aggressive both on offense and defense.
Is part of you had a little difficulty finishing on a couple of layups. Is it just part of just that rust of not getting to work out as much as you would have liked this summer?
Nah, I think I just missed them. I mean, I've been getting my work in. I just got to make it.
Just one of the big keys going to be for you guys to maintain your pace throughout a game, because in the first half you guys were running that and the numbers reflect that, but in the second half things really slowed down. Is that something coach stressed you guys you're going to be cognizant of for the next upcoming games?
Yeah, I mean, we still scored 120, but the pace can be higher, obviously. It's the first game. I'm not too worried about it.
What are some of the challenges playing on the team with this much depth and limited minutes, I guess, at certain portions of the game?
It's going to be different every night. I know we got a lot of people. We had a hot group in the fourth quarter, so we rolled with them, finish the game.
When you came back in for overtime, did you was it an adjustment after sitting out the entire fourth quarter, mentally and physically, just to get yourself back ready to play?
A little bit, but when they tell me to go in, I'm not going to say no. So I'm going to go in and do my job.
What's your excitement of just playing here for the first time on Friday?
I'm excited. First home game. Hopefully, a lot of people come out and we put a good show on for them.
It's another challenging backcourt, obviously with Luka and Seth and the kind of shooters that the Mavericks have. What kind of challenges does that present for you and Drew defensively?
Every night's a challenge, in the NBA. Obviously, they got great players over there, so it's going to be a tough task for us, but we're up for it.
Thank you, Zeb. Thank you.